What's up, you guys? We are live. There's some sunlight shining in. We are live for the 5-day challenge. I'm super excited to have you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the trailer, and then we will get started right after the trailer. All right. So without further ado, go ahead and enjoy the trailer that we have here, and we will get going. Let's see, open.
This whole experience has been absolutely life-changing.
Just being able to connect with so many different people, that was awesome.
Everybody wants a little piece of the cake.
I created this event because live events changed my life.
Time to throw it down and show me what you got. If you think you're so.
She's a wonderful person online, even a nicer person when you get to meet her.
We're not normal. We're weird. We're quirky. And we're extraordinarily qualified to help and transform people's lives.
She's exactly who you see online. She really cares about the people who are here.
Yeah, show me what you got. If you think you're so hot, wanna make it to the top. You gotta hang with the big shots. Yeah, show me what you got.
You're having these mind-blowing conversations with these amazing entrepreneurs, and every single moment of this retreat has just been life-changing.
Kim is really inspiring to me because she cares so much. Like, you can see her she's just really available for people, and a lot of coaches, especially at events, she genuinely cares.
To be in an environment of like-minded people that share the similar energy as I do, and being able to talk with other business folks in a really fun environment and just learn and grow together.
She's like this little badass all by herself, but she's got these powerhouse people who are also equally invested in their people's success. And the mastermind was awesome by itself, and of course that all led to me joining the Inner Circle. You get how warm she is. She knows everybody's first and last name. She knows where they are in their business, and it's clear that she is deeply committed to her clients' results. She just wants the world for her people, and that really comes through.
To be able to network with the people who are surrounding you in your space that are a little bit higher level, just going, okay, I didn't think about that. That was kind of nice to see.
I thought it was going to be more like a seminar. Like, there was also a lot of actionable items that we were taking that we implemented, and I was able to close deals, and it was amazing.
Coming here, I met amazing people who are further than I've been, who've given me super pointed advice, and they're also willing to help.
I think I got a lot more than I asked for because it really brought together a community of people who are like-minded, which was, for me, amazing to network with such high-level people.
She brings a lot of value. Her team is absolutely incredible. Every single person that I had a conversation with was extremely valuable, and so you can just tell the type of people that she attracts to her events.
And I always feel like when you're with people of a similar mindset, you're going to learn a lot more, and that's really what happened for me this weekend.
I would say if you're a beginning entrepreneur, you should be here. If you come here, you get all the knowledge, and to me, it's amazing.
Yeah, if you're a coach, I would recommend this event because it goes over high-ticket sales, creating your value ladder, how to automate your business. You're kind of you're bulletproofing your business in that way.
No matter what stage you're at, you will benefit from attending one of these events.
I really hope anyone can take advantage of this. Any entrepreneur, inspiring entrepreneur, anyone that wants to make their dreams come true and take their business to the next level, I think they should be all here.
The offer here is that you're connected to a team that's basically turnkey. Once you tap into this turnkey system, it's going to help your business grow to the next level, no matter where you're at.
All right, you guys, I'm super excited for today is day 1. If you're just hopping on in, let me know where you're tuning in from, what city, what state in the comments. We are live for the next 5 days in order to monetize your community. Drop me a 1 if you have a community or you're about to start a community where you're going to be monetizing the community. You have subscribers paying you every single month for your paid community, for your knowledge, whether that is high ticket or low ticket. Drop a 1 in the comments, and also let me know where you're tuning in from. This training is completely free for you. The only thing I ask back is that you interact with me so I don't look like a crazy lady yelling into a camera. With that said, I'm going to go over a couple of house rules. So if you're just jumping in and you don't know where to go, what to do, we have a one pager that has the schedule, that has the links, that has everything. Give me a 2 in the chat. If you don't have the link to that one pager, it gives you all the links for the training. It gives you all the links for the workbook and all the links for the replays as well. With that said, type 2 in the chat if you don't have the link to your one pager. Every single person in this training gets a personalized concierge. That's right, a one-on-one concierge. If you haven't connected with your concierge yet, what we do is we schedule you a pre-event game plan call for you to be able to utilize the 5-day training to the best of your schedule, because everyone is coming from all walks of life, coming from different time zones. So I want to make sure you are best served. All right. With that said, hashtag pre-event. If you did not schedule in your pre-event game plan call yet, and you are not connected to a group concierge yet. Okay, diving on into the training itself. For the next 5 days, I'm going to show you how to get a community, know exactly what to say to them, know exactly how to fill up your group with the right people, and know exactly how to convert your group members into paying buyers. If that's you, then stick around. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now, and I'm going to dive right on into it. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, and drop a 2 if you can see my slides, and drop a 12 in the chat if you can see me and hear my slides. By the way, in the morning, we have the learning, but in the evening, we have an implementation session. In the implementation session, hashtag VIP to be invited. I'm going to show you how to give away $20 to every single person in your audience in order to gain their trust immediately. And I'm going to show you how to generate all of your group content, all of your content for your community in just a few clicks using AI. All right. So hashtag VIP if you want that special Zoom room implementation session. It's at 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Write that down. Mark that down in your calendar. 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, with that said, I'm super excited for you. What's up, everyone? This is the 5-day challenge, how to use Group Convert and AI automation to convert and scale your offer, okay? How do you scale your offer with your community? This is a 5-day training where I teach you everything you need to know how to automate your group and consistently convert in your offer in order to add that extra 5 to 6 figures per month in any niche. This is what we are going to cover. We're going to cover your group growth. We're going to cover your group offer. We're going to cover your group launch. We're going to cover your group funnel and your group systems and automation. Implementation sessions, as I said, it's going to be in a special Zoom room. It's going to be you. It's going to be me. We're going to implement together, and that's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Write that down. Make sure you mark that down into your calendar. Hashtag VIP, and we will send you the Zoom room invitation so that it's a free implementation session inside of the training itself. Today's implementation session, I'll show you how to give away $20 to every single person in your group and generate all your group content in just a few clicks with AI. This is all included. I'm going to show you how to do it for free. All right. Hashtag VIP below. If you want that special implementation session, there's going to be part implementation, part Q&A. So you get to ask me direct questions for your group. With that said, this training is the foundation of a recession-proof strategy and has enabled Facebook group owners to explode their influence and consistently add an extra 5 to 6 figures per month without a large group and without leaving your pot of gold untapped. I do have an implementation and accountability program I'll talk more about on day 4. First of all, for those of you who don't know, what's a group? What's a group? In 2016, Mark Zuckerberg spent $60 million on a 60-second ad for groups during the Super Bowl. He spent $10 million to run a 60-second commercial during the Super Bowl for Facebook groups. In 2017, he tweaked Facebook's mission to focus on groups. In 2019, he redesigned the shift to focus on groups. If you guys have noticed the shift from everything else to paid communities, to groups, whether that's a Facebook group or a school group. And some of you guys are like, Kim, what about school? What about Facebook? Well, School doesn't have 2 billion active monthly users on their platform right now. So if you guys are considering, hey, should I do School? Should I do Facebook groups? I say use both groups in order to attract the right people, because the foot traffic is there. School in order to get people into your paid community for your delivery. Okay. With that said, Facebook is the #1 online way to consistently convert your high ticket clients one-to-many on autopilot, because engagement on Facebook is still entirely different. Have you guys seen this? Give me a 2 in the chat if you've seen this, where people have hundreds of comments, tons of attention on them, because engagement on Facebook is entirely different still. If you were to go to Kim Kardashian's Instagram, if you were to go to Mr. Beast's YouTube channel, and let's say you were going to comment, going to press that button, going to click subscribe, all of a sudden, are they going to see you in their feed? Are they going to see you in their feed? Let me know. Are they, if they're scrolling on Instagram, are they going to see you in their feed? The answer is no. But on Facebook, if you engage, if you comment, if you go and message other people's profiles, when you go and you make a post, they will see you in their feed. So while Zuckerberg still lets us, engagement on Facebook is entirely different, where you can actually gamify the engagement, where it will work in your favor. This is one of our clients, Robert. He goes and he messages and he comments on a lot of people's profile for about 15-20 minutes before he makes his post. He gets hundreds of comments, tons of likes consistently every single time he does a post. Same thing with Christopher Jesus. Hundreds of comments, tons of likes, because of that engagement algorithm. It's different for Facebook. If you guys see the difference, give me a D in the chat if you see the difference. All right. Well, Zuckerberg could snap his fingers like Thanos and your pot of gold could disappear. So over 119 weeks ago, the reason why I'm in front of you guys today, and I'll tell you guys the story, is I emailed a small group of 25 group members. I got their email addresses, and what ended up happening is I launched this little tiny tool. It's called Group Convert. Shameless plug, called Group Convert. It lets you get emails from Facebook group. If you are already a Group Convert user, give me a 1 in the chat. If you have just started hearing about Group Convert and you're wondering what is this thing that converts groups, it's a Chrome extension that lets you collect emails from Facebook groups. I launched that just to see if people needed it. And what ended up happening was what started off as a tiny tool around Facebook group grew into a movement, grew into who do you get to become on this journey. Okay. With that said, fast forward till today, we've done over 4.5 million in online sales. I won several awards for that. And I want to ask you this very specific question here. Are you guys here to be basic, or are you here to be legendary? Let me know. Are you here to be basic, or are you here to be legendary? I'm going to take you through the Launch Legend roadmap. Okay. So if you are here and you're questioning, hey, should I pay attention? Should I do this? By the way, if you guys, in the morning, we're doing learning. In the evening, we do implementation. So if you want to be part of the implementation session, you want to click through this with me. So you're not just learning and absorbing, you're also implementing. Hashtag VIP below in the comments, and we'll send you a special Zoom room link invitation to implement with me. Okay. And for the next 5 days, we're going to go over this roadmap together. Okay. We're going to make sure that you dominate offer creation, so that we're going to take you from what's basic of offer creation, which is you have a marketing message, sure. But the legendary version is you have a cohesive brand messaging strategy. You have avatar psychographics. You have value proposition. You have pain points, solutions, stories. You're converting clients from your content, and you know exactly how to speak to your audience in every situation to have them say yes to themselves. The basic version of your offer is you're selling based on your expertise, saying, hey, I know how to get clients results, so I can do that for you from a very convincing standpoint. The legendary version is you have your own signature method that draws in the curiosity from your people into your specific formula, so you have a signature method to stand on. So you're selling the method, you're not selling directly from results alone. That type of selling will make your offer look irresistible. Are you guys starting to see this? Selling from expertise, saying I did this for so many people, versus selling from your own signature method where people are very curious. They're like, what is your gold formula? What is your method here? Another piece of this is making sure that you go from basic, which is you have your offer, you have a value stack, to legendary, which is you have a monthly reoccurring revenue machine bolted on to your high ticket program, to your high ticket product. If you don't have a reoccurring revenue engine right now, give me a 0 in the chat. And if you're like, oh man, that's what I'm missing. All right. And throughout this whole way, you're going to see AI as part of the entire journey. You're going to see how AI will help you not only fire the secretary or virtual assistant that is not that can be completely replaced with an AI tool. You'll also turn them into superhumans. You'll turn do you guys remember? I don't know if this dates me. Do you guys remember Super Mario with the mushroom? Who here remembers that? Type 3 in the chat if you remember. So Super Mario, when he eats that mushroom, he becomes a more enhanced version of himself. He becomes bigger, stronger, and that's what we're going to utilize. That's what we're going to embed all the AI technology as part of this sequence, as part of this ecosystem. All right? If you guys are here for AI, give me an A in the chat. And with that said, we're going to go, after we take care of the offer, we're going to go and take a look at your limitless flywheel, limitless traffic flywheel. How many of you guys are telling me, Kim, I'm attracting only the people with no money. I'm attracting the wrong people into my audience. Give me your favorite emoji right now if that's what's going on for you right now. You're like, I got to figure out how to attract the right people. Okay, so we're going to go over that as well. We're going to take you from what's very basic, which is only one platform, to legendary. You have an omnipresence. You're on multiple platforms. You're not just only on Face. You're on LinkedIn. You're on Google. You're on podcasts. You're also on YouTube. And you don't have to go and spend extra time in order to do that. So one is lead generation. Basic way of traffic is your lead generation is completely dependent upon your time alone. How many of you guys are solopreneurs? Give me an S in the chat if you're like, I am solo, or you only have a few team members, right? You haven't leveraged that time so you can attract the right people into your group. We're going to go and we're going to show you how to go from basic to legendary with leverage time. You're outsourcing your DMs. You have paid ads going. You have referrals going. You have retargeting campaigns. You have reactivation campaigns going. And you have automations running in your favor. With that said, inside of traffic, there's the solo piece of one content that you're doing. And the legendary version is your content is multi-purpose. You learn how to diversify revenue streams with your content. All right. Who here would love to have more streams of revenue? Type 1 in the chat if you're like, yes, Kim, diversifying streams of revenue is something that I am looking into. I would love to be able to have that. All right. Awesome. With that said, the next piece is your marketing engine. So when you attract the people in, we need to have an engine that will convert that attraction into moving their prospects into your sales system. So with that said, one method in order to go the basic version is that everything is manual for you. Your training is manual, everything is manual, and you don't know how to go and transition over to the legendary version. The legendary version is everything is automated. Your challenge, your masterclass, your VSL, everything is automated so that you know $1 in equals X dollar out. And you know how to talk to a colder audience. How many of you guys have gotten clients because of word of mouth and referrals only so far? And everything is just haphazard. Sometimes you'll get a client, sometimes you won't. Give me a 2 in the chat if that feels like you right now. If you're like, oh man, Kim, that's totally me. It's because you haven't automated this moving your prospects into your sales system. Okay. Moving your prospects into the sales system, into your sales system, can go from the basic version, which is your content is unplanned, haphazard, you're posting randomly, into the legendary version is you have an automated content deployment machine. Your content calendar has roles understood and assigned. You have retargeting ads, objection handling people who are thinking about having a call with you guys or scheduling in the call. You have abandoned cart ads. You have testimonial ads that are running. All right. With that said, there are tools. There are AI tools that will help you. We're going to go over Claude AI and an AI bot flow for the legendary version for consistently nurturing emailing, SMS, and messenger marketing to your people. Okay. Are you guys with me? Hashtag with me if you're still with me right now. Take a deep breath in. If you're sitting down on your chair, I always say this, your chair right now is a chair of your multi-million-dollar empire. Your chair that you're sitting in. Let me know what chair you are sitting in right now. Is it a plastic chair? Is it a wooden chair? Is it one of those cushions? Are you sitting on your couch right now? You're like, Kim, I'm not even on my chair. I'm in my bed right now. All right. Let me know where you're sitting, because the seat that you're sitting in is the seat of your multi-million-dollar empire. Why? Because we can go and show up as long as we have a camera and a working laptop. We can go and we can do this, right? Who here believes this? Believes it in your soul? Give me a 1 in the chat if you believe it in your soul that your seat is the seat of your multi-million-dollar empire. As long as you have a laptop, you have a camera, you're like, Kim, I can do this. If I know exactly what to do next, as long as I have these tools with me, let's go. All right. A lot of this, you guys, as long as you have the tool, as long as you have the right next step-by-step, I don't see any objections, any obstacle in your way. With that said, let's take a look at the systematic sales cycle. So, okay, we went over your offer. Okay. We went over offer creation, and that's what we're going to dive deep into in the next 5 days. After that, we're going to take a look at how you're attracting people into your ecosystem, your traffic flywheel. Then after that attraction, what do we need? We need a method to move them into your sales system. Now let's take a look at the sales system, okay? The basic way is, who here is tracking everything with a Google sheet? You're like, Kim, forget this Google sheet. I'm on a piece of paper. I'm tracking stuff on a napkin. All right. So if your tracking system right now, if your sales tracking system is basic, give me a 3 in the chat. If you're like, yeah, it's pretty basic right now. But let's transition you over to what's legendary. Okay. We're taking you from basic to legendary group owners. All right. The owners of your paid communities. The legendary version is you have a CRM, a customer relationship manager system set up that goes and scores your leads. You know exactly who's coming in. You know exactly what's the follow-up system. Everything is automated. There's application grading. People are filling out an application to speak to you, and it's graded automatically. There's booked call reminders, calls who don't show up are followed up automatically. How many of you guys would love to have the legendary version of the sales system? Give me an L in the chat if you're like, yes, I would love to be able to go from basic to legendary in this method, in this regard, Kim. And how many of you guys are still taking all your sales calls? You're the one selling everything. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're like, right now, you're like, man, Kim, it's just me right now. You know, I have a few VAs, but it's just me. And you're kind of scared to sell more, right? You're kind of like, oh man, if I sell more, I'm going to get less time. So the legendary version is you actually have a sales team. You have a setter, you have closers, and people are looking forward to having conversations with your team. And so you are no longer the bottleneck. of your business. You're no longer afraid of enrolling more clients, more subscribers into your system, right? With that said, and by the way, you guys, I don't have the time to go over every single piece from basic to legendary. But are you guys starting to see this? Are you starting to see the bigger picture? I want to make sure that as we go, and day one today is all about showing you the roadmap. What does the roadmap entail? What are you missing? Are you seeing some gaps in here? Who here you're looking through this roadmap and you're like, there's some gaps I can fill. Let's go and shop at the Gap store today, right? Give me a G if you're like, oh man, I have some gaps. I see some gaps, Kim. I see some gaps. And I'm not talking about the gap in between your thighs. I'm not talking about that thigh gap, okay? I'm talking about the gaps in your current flow, in your roadmap, in your own roadmap, okay? With that said, after that, let's talk about onboarding. How are you onboarding your subscribers? How are you onboarding your clients? Okay, is it manual? Are you going, oh my gosh, every single time I onboard a client, every single time I'm onboarding a subscriber, I'm running around doing all this little stuff. Do you have that right now? Type 1 in the chat if your onboarding is right now basic. Let's take it to legendary, okay? The legendary version is you automate the onboarding. You've automated the onboarding. We automated one of our clients' onboarding, and it took him from 20K months to doing $60,000 in 3 weeks just by automating the onboarding. So it's a really, really big key to being happy when new clients come in, all right? How many of you guys would love to feel at ease when clients are coming in? Like, you're like, okay, clients are coming in, they're being onboarded, it's smooth. Type 2 in the chat if you would love for that to happen, right? All right, with that said, the basic version of this is you have just Zoom, just Google Drive, just a Facebook group. And the legendary version is everything is automated in their onboarding from the time they, let's say, sign a contract with you, from the time they sign up on your pay link, to filling out a form, to updating your sales CRM, to updating your email, tagging them in the right way so you can segment out your list, to having them get immediate access to the assets, and having them scheduling a kickoff call to a team member that runs the kickoff call for you so they feel very served in their onboarding. All right. So if you don't have that all automated, don't worry. We will be getting into that in the next 5 days. I'm showing you this so that you can see the actual roadmap. And so if you're like, Kim, I'm just a brand new beginner here. All right. This is the right place for you, because then you could get to see the entire picture as you're going through the 5 days. And we are going to be implementing together. And if you're a little bit more advanced, you're intermediate or more advanced, this is the right place for you, because it will allow you to see what is the advanced version of each and every individual piece of this roadmap. Okay. There's client success. We're going to talk about client success and ascension system, going from basic to legendary. Then we're going to talk about how do you automate to scale as well. Okay. So with that said, who is here? Who is still with me? Type 1 in the chat if you're still with me, and type 2 if you're like, Kim, that was a lot. That kind of went over my head. That was too much, Kim. So we're going to go over offer. We're going to go over how do you attract the right people into your audience so they become subscribers. We're going to go over how do you have them, once you attract them, how do you move them from prospect into a client, into the sales system? How do you manage your sales system so that you're not running around with your head cut off, right? And how do you onboard your clients, your subscribers, when they come into your ecosystem after they paid? How do you keep track of their success? What does your referral system look like? And how do you automate all of that to scale? Because some of you guys have told me, Kim, I want to automate. And then I take a look at your system and I'm like, what do you have to automate, right? How many of you guys relate to that? You have a friend or you know of someone who just wants to automate everything. And then you take a look and you're like, what? You need to set all this up first before we can even think about automating, okay? And before we get started, I'll quickly show you people who have learned and applied my softwares and systems. And by the way, you guys, as I'm going through this, don't think of it as like, oh man, I'm not that person. See who in these stories resonates with you the most, because the last thing I want to do is have you attend a whole 5-day training and say, oh, it's not for you. So we get that out of the way day one, okay? So if you are a Molly, how many of you guys want to sell a course? You guys want to sell a course, whether that's on school, whether that's on Facebook. Type 2 in the chat. By the way, in the morning, we're going to learn, but in the evening, we'll do the implementation session. So hashtag VIP if you want that special invite to the VIP Zoom room. It's Zoom. It's you, it's me. We're going to implement together. We're going to click through together. And then I open it up for Q&A so you can have direct questions to me during that Zoom room. It's 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Circle that down, write that down on your calendar and block that out. Write that down on your piece of paper. Block that out today, and I'll see you in the VIP Zoom room. Just hashtag VIP for that invite. With that said, Molly came to us and she was like, Kim, I don't want to jump on a bunch of sales calls. I just want to be able to sell my course for $2,000. Is that possible? And we said, sure, let's do it. Within 2 weeks, she did her first launch. She did $20,000 on her first launch selling her $2,000 course. She teaches people how to do dog training. She teaches them online. She converts one-to-many. How many of you guys are so tired of converting one-to-one and you really want to figure out how to convert one-to-many, right? Give me an M in the chat if you want to convert one-to-many like Molly did. And we said, oh, wow, 20 people showed up and registered for your training. 10 people said yes to $2,000. You made $20,000. Let's do it again. We did it again 2 weeks later, and she did $40,000 2 weeks later. So in her first month with us converting one-to-many, she did $60,000. She teaches dog trainers how to do dog training. So if you are Molly, or you know of a Molly, of a friend who is a Molly that could benefit from this, go ahead and type down their name in the chat, and we will personally invite them, and we'll say, hey, your friend told us that this would benefit you. This training will benefit you. It will really help you out, okay? With that said, because everything is fun with your friends, right? Give me an F if you feel that case. Things are more fun with friends, FF. And if you're like Clifford was already doing launches. Let's say that you're a little bit more intermediate level, right? Clifford's like, Kim, I've been doing $20,000 every single month for the past 14 months. How will this help me? We helped him automate his onboarding, and we helped him we worked with him on his one closer to be able to increase his launch to $60,000 in 3 weeks with our systems. He's like, it took 3 weeks, Kim, and I got $60,000. Amazing. With that said, how many of you guys had to shut things down or know that things have to be shifted because of the change in times? How many of you guys have been through a shift? Give me an S. And you could relate to Carlene. Carlene, she told me, Kim, this online stuff needs to work, because she has never had a Facebook group before. She has a brick and mortar business that she had to shut down. And she was like, oh, I can't afford the rent over there anymore. I need to shut this down, but I'm transitioning online. So if it's a new transition for you, or of a Carlene, someone who might benefit from this transition, from trading your time for money directly into teaching something that with her, Carlene kept the lights on. That was what's important for Carlene. She did $8,000 in her first launch. It took her 2 months. Carlene took her time. She went from 0 to 1,000 members inside of her group in 2 months. She did her launch. She did $8,000. What was important for Carlene was that she was able to keep her house, okay? With Patty, how many of you guys have converted face-to-face but had a hard time converting online? You've done a bunch of face-to-face stuff. You're a serial entrepreneur. And, if someone meets you and they understand your magic, they're going to just buy into your world, right? With that said, that's Patty. Patty is like, Kim, I don't know Zoom. I don't know this online world. I don't know what funnels are. And so with her, what we did, we're like, okay, this is how you do everything. Very simple, very streamlined. And she went and she did $49,000 selling 3 18K packages of her retreat into her program. So with only 20 people registering to her training. With that said, how many of you guys know a Patty? Give me a P in the chat If you're like, oh yeah, I know a friend who converts really well live, goes to conferences, goes to things, does really well, but don't have an online system to be able to have that consistent, like they have to book a flight, they have to get on a plane, they have to pay for a hotel. If you are a Patty or you know of a Patty, give me a P in the chat, right? And this works for her. This also works for if you have a dead group. How many of you guys have a dead group and you're like, no, Kim, there's no way that they're going to purchase anything if I charge X amount? How many of you guys feel that way? Give me a T in the chat, because this is what Tyler said. Tyler's like, Kim, my audience keeps saying no to even my $500 course. Is this really going to work if I charge $5,000 for the same information that I'm selling for $500? I said, yeah, because your product is life-changing. If you feel like you're like, I just got to get eyeballs on me, my product changes lives. Give me an L in the chat if your product changes lives, if your item, if your program changes lives, and you're feeling like Tyler, where he's like, I just got to get more eyeballs on me, Kim. If I get more eyeballs, I know that this will change lives. So that's what we did with Tyler. He had a dead group of 400 people. He didn't know what to do with it. He doesn't go live. He doesn't. and he would post now and then. And he'll make like 1 to 4 sales a month at 500. So he went from 2K in 2 weeks. When I said, okay, Tyler, on the same thing, we're going to just change your messaging and we're going to have you speak to your group like this. And he's like, what, Kim? Like what? And I said, like this. So you can talk to them one to many. And in 2 weeks, he went from doing 1 to 4 sales at $400 a month, $500 a month each month, to doing $66,000 because we pitched the bigger package. How many of you guys subscribe and pay for Costco for the year because you know you're going to save so much and you're going to get a deal? So instead of having his people pay him $500 here and there, we said for $5,000, you get access to the year subscription. So we were able to go and stretch that offer and have his people commit on a higher level. And he did 66K. And he's like, Kim, that's a fluke, isn't it? And I said, no, do it again. And he did 100K within 2 months. I said, go do it again. He did 250K in 4 months. And he's like, thank goodness this system is consistent. How many of you guys would love to have a consistent income, a consistent system, right? Give me a C in the chat if you're like, yes, Kim, I'm all about that consistency. And some of you guys, I know you're thinking, Kim, but those are business example. What if I'm teaching something else? What if I'm teaching dating? What would that look like? What if I'm teaching online a little bit more woo-woo stuff, right? All about the energy, all about the confidence. How many of you guys know of a Kim, or you are a Kim yourself, Kim Seltzer? Give me a K in the chat if you can resonate with Kim. Kim came to me. She's like, Kim, we have the same name. I said, I know. Isn't that cool? Well, besides that, Kim, I teach women's dating. I don't have a group. I have a podcast. Okay. Can this work for me if I'm starting my group from scratch? I said, yeah. We filled up her group with 400 members in 3 days. She did her launch in 5 days. She got 12 ladies in at her 6K women's online dating offer. She did $80,000 in 9 days from a group made from scratch. But she has a podcast, you know, she has her podcast. With that said, does this work if you are not teaching anything money making, if you're teaching dating, you're teaching energy, you're teaching relationship? Yes, this will work for you too. And if you are like, Kim, but I'm a face made for radio. How many of you guys have heard of that line? Oh my gosh, whenever I hear that line from someone, I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. Give me an R if you're like either radio face or you're not radio face, but you're like, Kim, I just don't go live. I just don't do that. It's not something I want to do. If that's the case, Christopher, I said, Christopher, you don't have any front teeth, but you're still going to do this because this will work. He's like, okay. So he went on a brand new offer to a group of 300 people. He pitched a 4K offer and he did $40,000 within a month and a half because he got 10 people into his program and he didn't have front teeth when he went. So I have plenty and plenty of more testimonials for you to go through on your own free time. Lonnie Dickinson quit her $1 million a year corporate salary because we were able to turn her $50,000 months to over $100,000 months using this method. With that said, not only does our Facebook group conversion method works for SEO, for photography, for men's empowerment, for no-code app, for fitness trainers, for women's dating strategists, for coaching in Norwegian. It works for affiliate marketing, for Python school coding, for real estate coaching, for relationship, for real estate investment, for agencies. It works for you as well. We have countless testimonials for you to look at your own free time, and I'll go over every single one. We have 400 plus videos of me deep diving and interviewing clients for the past over 3 years inside of our YouTube channel as well. But I want to tell you guys, I'm not anti-LinkedIn, anti-YouTube, anti-Instagram. I will teach you how to use the power of group automation and monetization in order to add that extra 5 to 6 figures per month to your community. How many of you guys you're starting a community, type 1? And if you are scaling a community, type 2? Let me know which one you're at right now. I really want you to forget everything you learned in the past, what it takes to own and run a group where you can increase your income and influence. Let's turn on your group engine. And I'm about to put you 100% in control of your own list, a buyer list that can provide you consistent group monetization income while Zuckerberg still lets us, okay? And this model, yes, works during a recession. This model works even during when we had the pandemic, okay? And I don't believe in coincidences. How many of you guys are here because you believe you're here for a reason? You believe you're here for a reason. You called it in. You believe that you're here for a reason because like me, you don't believe in coincidences. You're here for a reason. I want to thank you for committing to learning how to turn your passion into profit and generating an online income with your groups. But before we begin, I want you to know I've really been where you are. Okay, 2.5 years ago, I was pulling my hair out of a group of 100 people, adding them one by one. How many of you guys have created a group and you're just adding friends and family, right? You're just adding them. And not one of them was interested in what I had to say. Fast forward to today, I've closed over 4 million of sales for my group. And you may be wondering if this is for you, okay? This is for anyone that you ran a VSL ad and your cash flow is running low, because your livelihood depends on how Bob, your closer, feels that day. Or you need to transition from a bunch of one-on-ones to a scalable group coaching model because your one-on-one model is unsustainable and you don't know how to transition over. You don't know what that looks like because you're just up to your neck in clients, which means you're successful, but you don't have a group method that allows you to leverage your time. This is for you if you've been running an agency for so long and an agency life, high churn, high demand. And now you finally want to build your own brand and you don't have any step-by-step system to go about it. Or you converted one-on-one for so long, you're so used to jumping on a ton of calls, you want to convert one-to-many to leverage your time, but you don't know how to do that. It's for anyone that you want to turn your group into a virtual ATM. Type 1 in the chat if that's you. You're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. You want to create a passive asset that makes money right now and in the long term. You're thinking about this 5-10 years into the future. It's for anyone to make an extra 10K per month selling in the group with a method that's been battle tested. We didn't pop up overnight, right? Or you're tired of putting a lot of thought and energy into posting for no engagement and no sales. You feel like your group is a waste of time. How many of you guys, give me a T in the chat, if you kind of have that toxic relationship with your group, you're like, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? And then you pour your heart and soul into your group, but it's not giving you the monetary, the lifestyle results that you thought that it would give you. Or you're just really tired of everyone's BS online that doesn't work and you're looking for something actual that delivers. Now, I know you might be thinking, but Kim, my group is really small, or I don't even have a group, and I've never been taught how to sell, and this technology stuff overwhelms me. If this sounds like you, I want you to do me a favor right now and remove distractions. Silence your cell phone, give us your full attention, because what I'm about to teach you over the next 5 days will change the way you make money online forever. And if you're watching from the cell phone, well, turn that stuff up, turn the volume up. And if you stick around to day 5, I'm going to give you lifetime access to my AI software that lets you write all your content for your group, add copy, create your offer for you, and write out everything for you to run your own group monetization journey. Okay. And a little bit about me, because this training is not about me, it's about you. So I didn't want to lead with like, here's my story, here's who I am. I want to kind of tell you within a few slides, who am I? I'm the daughter of poor immigrant parents. I was not given a golden spoon or anything like that growing up. I remember my dad was in the Vietnam War and he had to escape that world. And the first place that we got was a 1-bedroom apartment with bars outside of our window because that neighborhood was sketch, right? The first company I launched, how many of you guys feel like you're the black sheep? Like your mind and how you think has always been different than the others, right? Give me a B if you felt like out of place. So instead of going to graduate school, instead of going to med school, I moved myself to the desert and started a wrecking yard from scratch because I was good at breaking stuff. Shit emoji. Decided I was too smart for hard labor because it was very hard labor. Started building my online business. Since made over 4 million in online sales, won several awards for my effort. I'm the founder of GroupConvert and the creator of the Gold Rule of this group sales method. And you're like, well, that sounds great. But I want you to know it wasn't always easy. There was a time in my life in business I felt so defeated. Have you guys ever felt that? So defeated and devalued? I really couldn't sleep at all without screaming into my pillow. How many of you guys spent countless just nights staying up because your heart is pounding and your mind is racing because you just need to figure out what the next step is, right? If you've ever had a rug pulled out from underneath your feet, how many of you guys got rug pulled? Give me an R in the chat. If you've ever had a rug pulled underneath your feet and you fell flat on your face. Well, I did. I went through 4 months of this. As I mentioned earlier, when my friends and my colleagues went off to medical school, engineering, dental school, I moved my butt to the desert and I rented a warehouse and I started a legal chop shop. If you guys want to Google what that is, it's a dismantling company in California. This is pictures of my first days out there where everything is empty and it's just a warehouse and it's me. Well, by being creative, learning from scratch, by talking to other scrapyard owners, I figured out how to scale this. It did so well, I began to feel like the queen of my own castle. And we were selling these car parts online. I expanded into a 2-warehouse operation. I was rolling in the dough. But then one day, bam, I got a 5x3 hammer dropped on me in the form of an eviction letter. So do you guys know what that plant is? The plant with the 5-leaf, the 5-leaf plant that got legalized? Well, the people who owned these warehouses that I was renting from, they're like, let's turn everything into grow houses. And I'm like, what? And so they're like, you get out. And I felt like my business had all but burned to the ground. I had no clue where I was going to hold all the products I was selling online. And that's when a big moment happened. I decided to figure out how to make money online because I knew that's where the money was. How many of you guys Googled how to make money online? Right? Can you give me type 1 in the chat if you've ever Googled that? How to make money online. That's what I did. Because I didn't want the same thing. I didn't want all this clutter, piles of products, inventory, overhead costs, shipping, returns. And my friend at the time, her name is Rachel. And Rachel, if you're watching this, this is you photographed, your head photographed on a bird. Rachel told me, Kim, you should try affiliate marketing. She's like, you don't need any products. How many of you guys was like, yeah, that's it? I said, yes, that's all I ever need. I'm just one affiliate link away, right? So she's like, build a Facebook group and invite all your friends. And that's how you'll start. And I say, okay. All my friends, they're going to believe what I believe and they're going to click on all my links because that's what friends do, right? How many of you guys try to convince a friend to buy something? Right? You're like, hey, buy this knife. It's Cutco, I'll get some commission for it. Oh, hey, buy this tool, buy this software. I'm going to get commission for it. Are you going to use it? Doesn't matter if you don't use it, right? Wrong. I couldn't get a flea to say yes to dog hair. So next thing is I started interviewing a lot of people because they have an audience I don't, right? How many of you guys interview people willy-nilly? You're like, I'm going to start a podcast. Let me start interviewing a bunch of people. They have an audience. I don't have an audience. Let's go. I grew my influence, but not my bank balance. I was in the middle of that Venn diagram, the popular but poor. Give me a PP in the chat if you have ever been in the middle of that Venn diagram. People know you, you're friendly, you're popular, but you're in the middle. You're like, you're still poor. Eventually, I learned everything I was doing was wrong. I didn't have an offer that solves a problem for people in my group. I didn't have a way to make them aware of the offer without seeming spammy. And honestly, it was, to be honest, it was hard for me to motivate myself to stay busy with the group because I wasn't feeling the love. How many of you guys you're thinking of shutting down your group because you aren't feeling the love? Give me an L in the chat if you didn't feel the love from your group. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's DM a bunch of people to see if I can sell them a Messenger. How many of you guys slammed the DMs because people told you to, right? You know the feeling when you keep looking at your inbox every 5 seconds thinking, why do I have no replies? What's taking so long? This is probably my favorite meme. This is what happens when, that song from Jeopardy starts playing. Da-na-na-na-na. And then you're like, oh man, I'm left on red. I would also spend my entire day on a lot of calls for a little bit of sales. How many of you guys offer a lot of free calls? And it's just like rejection after rejection after rejection. I would get so mad at dealing with constant rejection on the phone that I throw it like a Chinese star against the wall. You like that? Chinese star? Well, actually, I didn't throw it against the wall because, I like my phone, so I threw it on the bed. That method of selling isn't all it's cracked up to be, but I was still determined to make money. How many of you guys don't give up because you're just stubborn like me, right? Give me an S in the chat if you do not give up and you're kind of stubborn. So I tried going live once a week with a perfect webinar script, and my live audience soon realized how perfect it was not. I tried offering to just help 5 more people make an extra 10K when I wasn't making 10K myself. And it felt really out of congruency, right? And I tried offering free strategy sessions and ended up spending a lot of time with freebie seekers. So in the end, I found it was so much easier to just invite the right people into the group than having them there as my wonderful prospects. I was able to test my offer until I learned, after a few flops, how to sell what sticks and doesn't stink. You like that? Sticks, doesn't stink. And after perfecting my entire process, I've created what the industry now knows as the gold rule. And this rule completely changed my life, and the rule can change your life too. Okay? Since finding the gold rule, tell me what it is that is in your heart that you would love to happen. My life completely changed. I choose a life of adventure. Nowadays, I get to go to Alaska just because I want to see the Northern Lights. I get to take care of my parents. They never have to worry about their mortgage again. I get to go to the Keys to celebrate my friend's birthday. But this isn't about me. It's about you. Let me know what is the thing that you would love to do, love to be able to have. Is it more time with your family? Is it not being able to stay up late at night? Imagine being able to take your family and loved ones on crazy vacations and adventures whenever you want without financial constraint. Imagine not having to stay up late at night thinking about debt collectors harassing you. Imagine being able to walk into a store and buy anything you want without having to worry about your price tag. And imagine never having to wake up to that pain in the butt alarm clock, that blaring alarm clock. And imagine being able to walk in, fire your boss, quit your job, right? And you could do all this and more, just like I have, following the simple 4-letter formula. But before I show you how to turn these letters into tons of cash, let's all agree on something, okay? Facebook groups are by far the best way to keep an audience of potential buyers engaged on Facebook. Even Facebook knows this. That's why Zuck continues shifting his focus towards groups year after year. You can't rely on a Facebook page alone. Let's take a look at Tyler. He posted on his page for his 5-day challenge, right? No response. He went live into his group with exactly what to say. He rocked out 60K on his first launch. So Facebook page engagement can still be trash. And Facebook group engagement can go and bring you that cash. Even if you tried to market on YouTube, like Cecilia, she posted for 2 years on YouTube. How many of you guys have more than 10 videos on your YouTube account? Give me a 1 in the chat. More than 10 videos, and you're like, oh man, I've been posting forever. Well, in 3 weeks, following our method, Cecilia was able to get 3 clients in, and that's nearly $10,000. It was $3K per client for her. And she didn't have to rely on YouTube. I could go on and on and on with Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, but would you agree so far that groups are the best way to engage an audience and make quick cash? So, do you guys agree? Give me a 1 in the chat if you agree. You know that you're like, okay, Kim, I get it. Okay, there's 2 billion active monthly users on Facebook. Facebook groups goes and suggests other groups for me. People are not monogamous to one group. When they are in one group, they tend to join 7 other groups just like it. So I get it. I get it, Kim. Well, let's get into the gold. After all, that's what we're here for, okay? Keep in mind as I cover each letter that I've been where you are, have went where you're going, and this is exactly what worked for me, okay? We're going to go over the G. We're going to go over your group profile funnel we use to attract buyers into your group, how to fill your group with the right people. We're going to make sure you have an irresistible offer so that we have your people have a compelling buying decision with 0 hard selling and 0 rejection. We're going to go over the L, the launch engine. So it allows you to quickly and easily create a surge in product sales and cash flow continuously, even if you have 0 social proof right now. And we're going to go over the D. D is our simple step-by-step system, which allows you to deliver your product, services, and coaching programs without a bunch of one-on-one calls and without you needing to have a fancy course. So you don't have to spend 10,000 hours recording all these videos for your course, right? So I want you to imagine knowing the next year of your group journey because of consistent revenue generating launches with your group. Imagine building a business even when things are shutting down and things are shifting. Have you guys felt that shift recently? You felt it? Imagine having more consistent cash flow, not starting from 0 every month. And now listen, I know you've been searching for a positive return on your investment and you haven't found something as lucrative or with a higher ROI. And you've tried one-on-one consulting. You're burnt out. You're exhausted. You're just one person. You're like, Kim, I'm solo. Or you have a few team members, right? And if you manage to take in enough information that you now find yourself completely and utterly lost. Or you are stuck with some golden handcuffs, my friend. You're financially set with your job, but you feel like you're completely drowning in this box life. You're like, is this it? Was this all meant to be? I want to say it's not your fault. You've been sold on opportunities. They didn't give you the whole thing, all trying to make a buck off of the information alone. That's why this training is free. That's why we're not just going to learn. We're also going to implement. Hashtag VIP if you want to be part of that implementation session. It's tonight. It's at 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and hashtag VIP. We will send you a specific Zoom room invite. And it's going to be me. It's going to be you. It's going to be other VIP people. And it's included in this training because I want you guys to implement as much as you learn. Okay. And if you had tiny programs, you invested in all these programs all over the place, and they told you to do a webinar one day, it's like getting piecemeal information and not getting the whole thing. And you always feel like you have to run around trying to manage 10,000 pieces, right? Or you're charging this low monthly membership, and you're like, oh man, it's going to take thousands of paying members to give me the income you deserve, and you just don't know how to go about that. Or you're worried, will my Facebook group effort be worth it? Or you're worried, will anyone buy my program if I charge above $5,000? How many of you guys are scared of that? Go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. By the way, this is dropping a 1 in the chat, responding back to me, other than not having me be a crazy lady yelling into a camera. It's so that it taps into this fundamental truth, which is, this is what I believe. I believe movement equals magic. You can sit there in the training and you can just absorb me and you could be still, like a chameleon. Or you can move, you can type, you can respond back to me, you can engage. Because to me, movement equals magic. If you also believe what I believe, you believe movement equals magic, and it gets things going, gets the brain going, it gets your interaction there so that you can go and take more action in the next 5 days than you've done in the next 6 months, years. That's what we're here for. All right. So you believe movement equals magic as well. Give me a 1 in the chat to show your movement leading to the magic, right? Or let's go back to, are you worried about failing, that you've been paralyzed with inaction? Or you're worried about if you start selling right away to your group, you come off as snake oil? Don't worry. We got you. The truth is, you don't need a large audience. You don't need this huge team. You can do this lean. You don't need a ton of fortune to get started. You don't need to already have an offer created. You don't need to have master marketing, and you don't have to be a techie person. All you have to do is stop worrying. I don't want you to worry about this ever again. I'll teach you the whole system, how to implement it, and the actual tasks you need to perform. Never buy into a program that promises to teach you this, but always have a missing component, because I will spill it out. So the secret key to consistently monetizing from your group is, and let me know if you agree, if you believe what I believe, okay? I believe that if I can show you how to automate your group so that there's a clear path to purchase, so your people know exactly where to go, what to do when they're entering into your environment. If I can show you how to have an offer where it's a no-brainer, where people are flinging their credit card from across the room at you because it's so irresistible. If I can show you how to launch in a way where it's your leveraged time, where you're doing one-to-many, where you're not jumping on a billion one-on-one calls. If I can show you and I can solve that problem for you, and if I can solve the problem, how are you going to deliver without fearing getting more clients, because you know that you can automate your delivery. If I can show you all that, I can solve that problem, the group offer, launch, and delivery. Do you see that this will consistently increase your income and influence with your group, with your community? Do you see that high-tech automation is not this soulless journey? Some of you guys are like, Kim, I don't want to be separate from my soul in the automation. You know, I don't want to be a robot to my people. Don't worry. High-tech automation is leveraging tools, these simple tools, to save you time while helping you impact more people. And it's the start of infinite possibilities. I want to ask you, do you see this? Give me a 1 in the chat if you see this. Do you see how this is the only formula you need to succeed? And would you like me to show you how to master this process in the next couple of days? All I am asking of you for today is that you commit. You commit to have, I, Kim Dang, commit to implementing the gold system I learned this week to gain personal and financial success with my group, even if you're starting from scratch, and become a group launch legend. Hashtag launch legends, hashtag commit, okay? By the way, in the morning, we're gonna learn, in the evening, we'll implement together. So hashtag VIP, and we'll send you that special Zoom room invite. Tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow. Today, I didn't want to overwhelm you. I want to make sure you got the roadmap, you got the big picture, you know what we're gonna go into for the next 5 days. Tomorrow, we're gonna go over everything you need to know in order to create an automated group. So your members lead themselves into your offer, and you do not have to be techie whatsoever, all right? So don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow, bring your pencil, bring your pieces of paper. You're gonna take like 10 pages of notes. We're gonna dive straight into it. And it's gonna be tactical. It's things that you can go and implement the day of. So don't miss tomorrow. We go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's every single day, same time each day. Get super, super excited, because something I wanna show you here. This is what I call base camp here, okay? It is tons and tons of testimonials about the training itself. We have over 1,000 testimonials just for this 5-day training. And when you go and you drop your aha moment and latest insight here, it's just at groupconvert.com/basecamp. Just think of a tent, think of a camp that you report back to, okay? We have people saying how much that they enjoy this training, what are the methods that they learn, how do they go about it. We have over 1,000 comments on this training alone. So if you're questioning if this training is worth your time, if you should be showing up for the rest of the 5 days, go to groupconvert.com/basecamp. Drop me your aha moment, your latest insight here. Go and read the other people's latest insight aha moments, because I don't want you to go through a whole training and forget what is the biggest shift for you, what is in the works for you, what that one line, that thing that changes everything for you. So with that said, get excited. And if you are the all-in, full-out, hashtag all in. If you are the all in, full out person, you play all in. That's just the type of person you are. Make sure that what the most that you're going to get out of this is everything you put into it. This is my belief. Let me know you believe what I believe. Your input controls your output. Your input controls your output. So if you want to get the most out of this, you want to put the most into it. So as part of the homework, and you're going to be posting the homework inside of our school community because it keeps track of all the points for me. I don't need to keep track on individual points. And you'll be able to win prizes throughout the way, right? The prizes are a ticket to our mastermind. The prizes are access to our software for free. The prizes are being able to go and show up with my team one-on-one together as part of the ticket, okay? We have a list of prizes for you, but before I get into that, I want to know where you're at. If we don't know our A, it's going to be hard to get to point B. So let me know where's your A. Where are you at? What's your personal and financial success look like after that? So this is where I am. Tell me, what is the state of affairs right now? Below that, what's your personal and financial success look like? Because it's not all about the money, right? I want to know your marketing statement. You're super powerful individuals. Who do you help get what results with or without pain by what unique proposition? Okay. And what do you want to automate in your group for tomorrow? We want to prep ourselves for tomorrow. What do you want to automate in terms of your customer journey? Hashtag VIP below to be invited to a special Zoom room implementation session. It's included in the training and it's free. Today, I'm going to show you how to give away $20 to every single person in your group and with a few clicks, generate all of your content for your group utilizing AI. We're going to go and click through it together. It's going to look like this. So we're actually going to implement together. And if you're like, Kim, will it cost me anything to be able to use that tool? No, it's absolutely free. I'm going to show you a lot of free methods because I want to enable you to go through this in a way where you don't have to spend a dime first, right? With that said, today I want to challenge you to create a post. It's a money printing mission post. What's your mission? What are you here on this earth for? Go ahead and post this on your Facebook page. Go ahead and post it on your personal profile. Go ahead and post it on your Instagram. What are you on this earth for? What is your mission? So one of the posts we have is I'm on a mission to help 10 more coaches this month earn an extra 5 to 6 figures per month with their groups. Who's with me? Okay. And take a screenshot of this. You can also watch the replay. Take a screenshot of this. Make sure the background is a solid color. It could be purple, it could be red. And then make sure that there is a call to action. Okay. Who is with me? Who's with you? Because a lot of people like to support the underdogs, right? Give me a 1 in the chat if that rings true to you. A lot of people like to support the underdogs. So they're going to support you on your mission, right? And the cash taking training post is, what are you doing your training on? What is the next training that's happening? We want to future pace our results now. I'm doing a training about how I earn. This is either you did a training already or you're going to do a training about what you did, okay? You can't teach people something that you didn't do. So I'm doing a training about how I earned $300K in 2 weeks from a Facebook group of 450 people who wants access. People either want access, or they want to be on the same mission that you're on, okay? All right, the training for today is over. If you have questions about implementing any of this, join me in the implementation session at 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday is our last VIP session. And in the morning, it's going to be all 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the learning piece. But we're going to implement in the evening, okay? And very, very quickly, if you feel like you're like, oh, man, I need extra time. I need the extra goodies. I'm a VIP plus person, then make sure that you go and you upgrade to our VIP plus plan. It's only $37, only one time. So it's very, very, no worries. It's a $37 upgrade and you get a bunch of goodies. So all you need to do is hashtag upgrade and my team and I will send you the link. It's upgrading to the VIP experience. This is the VIP Plus package, okay? You get priority hot seat coaching, you get replays of the event, you get private post-event implementation session, you get Q&A, you get my ads, what that looks like, you get personal tools, you get the follow-up process, you get upcoming notes and virtual event panel, you get an actionable checklist, you get behind the scenes, how this funnel was created, and you get a ticket to the Group Machine Masterclass live and replays. So you get all of this bundle for just $37. Every single day that goes by, it's going to be increased by $10. So make sure that you go and you get the bundle today so that you have extra time, so you can go and get priority Q&A, so that you can go, if you feel like, Kim, I deserve all those goodies for $37, let's go. Make sure you hashtag upgrade below. We'll send you the link. And every single link is going to be super easy to find, super available for you guys as a post inside of the guides section here. It's going to be a post in this group. But if you're lost at any point in time, just hashtag one pager. We'll send you the one pager for this entire event. It includes everything that you need. It's one page to make it super, super simple for you to know where to go, what to find. And for those of you who are taking advantage of the pre-event game plan call, I know some of you guys are super busy. Some of you are like, can I attend this session? Can I attend that session? Which one fits me best? We actually have a pre-event game plan call that we do with you. It's only 5-10 minutes. It's really, really short. And it enables you to know exactly if this is the right place for you, how to take advantage, how to get the most out of this 5 days. Because your time is very, very valuable. I don't take your time for granted. I want to make sure that you are the best served in this training alone, okay? With that said, today the training is over. I am super excited for you. The sun is in my face. I'm super excited for you, and I can't wait to see you in the VIP implementation session, hashtag VIP. I'll see you there. Everyone is included, whether you paid for the VIP Plus or not. It's just VIP Plus has priority hot seat Q&A and all these other goodies for $37. With that said, even if you don't pay that, you could still come into the VIP session so that you can go and see how people are asking their questions and you implement with me together, because information alone doesn't do anything, right? It's in the implementation that actually moves the needle. And remember the belief. The belief is movement equals what? Movement equals what? Movement equals magic. So I want to make sure we stir up as much movement and magic during the next 5 days as humanly possible. Okay, give yourself a pat on the back. Day 1 is over. I'll see you in the VIP implementation session, but don't forget, go and mark it in your calendar. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day for the next 4 days. We're going to go and we're going to learn. And it's going to be really, really tactical. Tomorrow is all about automating your group and preparing it so that you know exactly what it looks like to have people come in and become immediate buyers upon entrance. That's going to help so many of you guys get subscribers into your ecosystem. All right. With that said, I will see you in VIP if you're watching the live. If you're watching the replay, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Give yourself a pat on the back. Let's go. You made it. You made it. I'm like a little bit over time, but give myself on the pat on the back. I'll see you soon.